Exciting. It's weird. I was thinking about it. We are, I think, the last generation that was kind of fully able to adapt to what we have to do here.
Yes,
like
I think so.
My parents could not handle it.
No way.
Barely handle a phone.
My mother, thank God, my mother has just started texting, but she does no email. She will not. Every computer I bought her, and I bought her several, is a lemon. It's
not her fault.
It's not. She ain't good. She's just not going to do it. And now she's proud.
Oh, yeah. Wait till they get hold of the emojis. My mom's emoji crazy.
I know. We're all going back to hieroglyphics.
Yeah, and they get very excited.
Language is going. Yeah.
Yeah, the poetry of text is very tight, very short, and it's hieroglyphics. Can't read the tone.
Hieroglyphic. I don't know if it's quite poetry, but hieroglyphics. Yeah.
I guess that's true. Maybe I'm reading too much into it and being optimistic.
You're being generous.
When somebody's curt and dismissive, I'm like, well, that's a nice, tightly phrased line.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Where are those glasses frames? Those are good.
Thank you. People like these glasses, and I don't know where they're from. I think I bought them at Whole Foods.
Really?
I think.
You bought glasses at Whole Foods?
Or CVS or something like that. I lose glasses constantly.
I didn't know Whole Foods had glasses.
Oh, yes, they do. They have a very nice little glass next to the soap.
Is that okay? I learned something today.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling? Like I'm doing, I drink a lot of tea. So right now I'm all caffeinated and on the edge of sanity, a lot of energy for no reason.
So you're all jacked up. Great.
Yeah, that's what I do. What do you do?
Well, I have a 6-year-old.
Mm. So he's jacked up for you?
Yes, that's right. So and in some ways it's great because he keeps me on a schedule.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would sleep in every day. And
would you?
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah.
I can't sleep in anymore. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's.
You one of those?
I'm up at 6:45. 7.
Yeah.
7, not 5:30.
Yeah. I'm envious of that.
Oh yeah? You'll sleep the day away?
Well, I won't sleep the day away. There are many days where I feel like I never fully wake up.
Well, I didn't say that doesn't happen.
Frustrating.
No, that happens to me every day. I don't know what it feels like to feel good. Do you know what it feels like to feel good? To wake up and be like, wow, I feel great.
I've had a few of those days, but not many.
In your life?
So I know they exist.
Yeah.
So you sort of chase them. You sort of chase that refreshed, like waking up refreshed.
Yeah.
And just instantly happy.
Yeah.
Like just like endorphins at a high when you first wake up.
No.
And I can remember there was a period of time where I told myself, like, give yourself the process of waking up in the morning.
Right.
Like, don't just jump out of bed and go and all of a sudden be on edge instantly.
Right.
And really angry if the coffee isn't good.
Right.
And, give myself at least even just a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And it actually helps a little bit.
Well, now I have all the time in the world to wake up, but it's sort of it's not the same kind of peaceful feeling. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's going to happen today?
I know.
You're way upstate, and you kind of hold up.
No, I'm in Connecticut. I'm in the northwest corner of Connecticut.
Oh, is it pretty?
It's beautiful here.
And did you live in New York forever or never?
I was born in Manhattan and grew up in Manhattan.
What part of Manhattan?
I grew up on the Upper East Side. My mother was a nurse at Sloan Kettering, which is the big cancer hospital there.
She's a cancer nurse.
She was a private duty cancer nurse.
Wow.
And she worked 12-hour shifts. And my parents split when I was young, so I grew up with her.
But was your dad down the street?
No, my father was on the other side of Central Park. He was across town, bus ride away.
But same city.
Same city. Two very different worlds. The apartment with my mother and the apartment with my father were very different places, and I would go back and forth.
But it was not like he disappeared from your life. He just went over across the park.
He would disappear occasionally.
Yeah.
But he always came back.
So what was it? So your mom was very grounded, nurturing, care person.
My mother was, yes. My mother is unbelievably beautiful.
Oh, that's nice.
Exquisitely, like a really stunningly beautiful woman.
Yeah. And
she found herself a single parent, and she had to work very, very hard to keep it going.
Yeah.
And, and I was, and I tried to be as good a child as I could to help her because it was stressful for her.
You had to grow up quick.
She was,
Yeah.
I grew up a little fast.
Right, because you could sense your mom was strained and that it wasn't.
Yeah, she was exhausted and tired, and there was a very nasty divorce with my father, and they really did not get along, and never did.
Never.
Even decades later, it was very, very difficult.
But you have no
it was hard.
recollection of them together.
I saw them together 3 times in my life in the same field of vision.
That's
and
it.
I was so like every molecule in my body sort of jangled.
Yeah.
when I saw them, when I could look at my father and then turn my head and look at my mother, it was
wow.
It was, and the last time they were together was the first 2 times were too upsetting.
How old were you?
I was really young. My father came to pick me up one time on a Christmas day.
Yeah.
And because what used to happen is he would come, he would visit, he would pick me up in his VW orange Bug. My mother would say goodbye to me upstairs, and I'd take the elevator down, and then I'd go get in the car with him, and he'd drive me over to the West Side, and I'd spend the weekend with him, and he would drive me back.
Right.
So they never saw each other. Yeah. They really did not like each other at all.
It sounds like
really
it.
Didn't. And then there I was. Hi, the constant reminder. Hi.
Yeah.
So he came over to pick me up one time, and there were other people around. There was family around, and they were both so freaked out to be in the same room that wasn't fun. And then the second time was my high school graduation. And my mother had remarried and was with my stepfather, and my father was with my stepmother, who I loved. I loved both my step-parents.
That's nice.
And yeah, thank God. But I remember my mother and my stepfather were on the floor of the auditorium, and my father was in the balcony. And I can remember at the graduation, like looking, and I was on stage. We were all sitting on stage. And I can remember looking at one and then looking at the other. And that was the first time I was really an adult. And I was so aware that they were both there.
And he was looming over you in the balcony somewhere?
Yeah.
Far away?
I think both freaked out that the other was there.
Oh, yeah.
And the third one was I received, much to my surprise, I received an honorary doctorate at my college.
Yeah.
And
which
they
college?
Both I went to Brown University.
Oh, that one.
And that one. And they both showed up for that. And they were both so happy. And they really got along. And it was really nice and very important for me, like more important for me than I even realized. That they enjoyed being in the room together. They laughed. They were comfortable in their own skin. They were kind to each other, to me. It was really nice.
Wow. It's sort of wild how long that can take people.
Yeah.
I mean, just sort of, I don't know if it's growing up, but I mean, because, again, we're in the same age range. Like there were so many things that were so important and seemingly just life or death emotional situations when you're younger. And it's like, it doesn't even fucking matter anymore.
Yeah.
Like, like there's got to be a moment where whatever resentment you're holding on to just kind of melts away. You don't even know why. And
you also wonder what happened for that type of.
Do you think they asked that themselves?
Probably.
Yeah.
But it's something neither of them wanted to talk about. And I think they both tried their best. They weren't, it wasn't sort of anger for sport. I think it was.
Yeah.
There was clearly a deep, very deep sense of betrayal. And my father was a wonderful, brilliant man, but he was also difficult and had a lot going on. So it makes a lot of sense that it would be difficult.
So he was in the arts, right? He was
he was a playwright.
So he's living that life in the early 60s?
Yeah.
Doing 60s, the thing?
70s? Yeah.
And your mom's like a nurse living that life?
Yeah. My father was reactive and my mother was dealing.
Right. But he's out in God knows what with the theater parties and the...
Oh, yeah. He
smoking the cigarettes, probably?
That's right. Yeah.
Big drinker?
Was a drinker and all sorts. Yeah, he was a big drinker. He stopped, fortunately, but it was, not fun.
Oh, so he was a big enough drinker to have to stop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
How? Yeah.
Really?
And and many other things that I know of, and God knows what I don't know of.
But did you? It's always, like one of the.
It's always a tip of the iceberg.
Well, I have to imagine that you going into theater, that given that he was a presence, that you probably heard things throughout a good part of your life about the guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I would meet people. I would go into rooms to audition when I got out of school.
Right.
And people they'd say, "Are you related to Romulus, Linney?" And I'd say, "Yes, I'm his daughter." And I could see this, depending upon what their relationship was with him, because he angered a lot of people.
Right.
And a lot of people adored him.
Right.
So he was nowhere in between. People either loved him.
Right.
Or he had been really awful to them.
And you could see it in their face. Was there
oh my God.
Just moments?
Oh my God. And then when I started actually working.
Yeah.
And if there were people who realized, it would take them a while.
Right.
To realize that I was not my father. That I loved my father.
Yeah.
And then I got to the brave part where I would say, and you know, they would say, like, I knew your father. And I was like, how was that? and how was that for you? Knowing it could be one way or the other. But I adored him, and he was a challenging, fascinating man, and brilliant.
It seems like your mother probably did you a big favor in a way.
Oh, absolutely she did.
I mean,
absolutely.
That you not only had a buffer, but you had sort of like, you know, she was your primary, so you didn't have to kind of, totally be absorbed in his emotional, erratic and dangerous behavior.
Absolutely. But you grow up fast.
I know, but it seems like you did, it seems like you went the right direction.
Thank God I had some sort of survival instinct that I don't even quite understand. Like, I had some sense of how to keep myself safe and where to go and when to leave a situation. Like I went to boarding school for a reason. Like, I got myself out. I found a school. I applied on my own. I was like, see ya.
What was so menacing?
It wasn't menacing. I just had an instinct that I should go somewhere else.
For the high school time?
Yeah. That it would help me, that it would help my family, that it would help everybody. And I just had an instinct to go to the country.
Oh, that's what's great, because like the weird thing is, like, when you have a parent who's kind of kooky, or that's like a light word, but whether they're kind of boozy or emotionally erratic. I mean, you could either kind of be like you, seemingly pretty stabilized, or you could be like out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. No, it's true. I'm very lucky.
You went the other way.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh no, I have thought about that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens. What did you find? What do you figure?
I don't know. It's the cards you're dealt. I mean, like I was not dealt the addiction card.
Right, and also, but it didn't appeal to you, obviously, the lifestyle necessarily.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
But like when you were coming up in like a Juilliard or Brown or wherever, I mean, were you the person that was hanging around people that were clearly out of fucking control, cleaning up glasses? I mean, what were you?
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no.
You weren't the caretaker of like.
But I dated, but I fell in love with a lot of drinkers. But I did that. I dated all those guys.
So when did you start? When you were a kid, were you hanging out at the theater? Did you go to your father's like workshops or when he was? Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, I loved it. He would drag me. I mean, he didn't know what to do with a kid. God bless him. He really didn't. And so I became a peer. He could sort of function with me that way. So I was like the little.
Lucky you had your mom. Yeah.
Yeah. And also I realized I was safe in that position. If I didn't behave like a daughter, I would be included. And so.
Oh, there you go.
I sort of became that. So I would sit in the corner of rehearsal rooms and be very quiet and not bother anybody and just soak it in. And I loved it.
Wow.
I loved being there.
Do you remember seeing actors that like blew you away?
Absolutely. And I can remember watching actors who were not good and being more fascinated by that.
In
like,
what way?
Why are they not good? Like, what's going on there? Why is that not working? So I was more interested in that.
Why am I not buying that?
Yeah. Why do I feel nothing?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Why am I thinking while they're acting?
Yes.
Why have I not gone with them somewhere? What is it that's keeping me out?
Interesting. And did you kind of work those problems in your head, or did you talk to him about it? Or?
I did. Yes. All of those things. I mean, he was fantastic I can remember being at school and just not understanding Shaw. Like, what is this? but I can remember calling him on the phone
Yeah.
in like a hallway next to the butt room when they